Hi team, Coach Alexa here. I've had a couple of conversations over the last week with runners who are building up their mileage for spring races about pooing on your long runs. So let's de-taboo this subject and have a little bit of a chat about it. Now, as with many things, digestion, food, training related, it is very individual, but I'm going to share a few little guidelines, a couple of stories to help you kind of guide your own exploration of what would be good to eat or not eat before and during runs. So one of the reasons why, particularly on a longer run, that we often gets us feeling like we need to have a bit of a poo. In fact, going for a run can be a great cure for constipation, basically because it takes our intestines, our bowels, gives them a little bit of a squeeze and a shake as we're running along. So that speeds up that digestive transit through the intestines. So what you don't want to be doing, a good way to avoid too much of that, and on some long runs you will just need to stop, have a little bit of a poo, particularly if you've not been able to go before the run, and carry on and all will be fine. But if you're finding this is getting in the way, or you're having to stop maybe more than once, it's worth also thinking, am I doubling up the speeding up the digestive transit effect of running with other things that also speed up digestive transit? And a lot of those come from different foods that we eat. So fibre is a great one. Fibre is a really great and healthy part of a normal balanced diet. However, it also speeds up digestive transit. So perhaps thinking about what you're eating the day before a long run, particularly for dinner, avoiding particularly high fibre foods might help if you find, having to stop for a poo or multiple poos on a long run is something that you're struggling with. So cutting down on fibre, and also before the run as well. So some of the longer term slow release carbohydrates that we go to, like oats, for example, and whole grains, do have a higher fibre content. So for those with bowels that are a little bit more sensitive and you feel the need to poo more often on a run, maybe think about swapping out some of those slow release carbohydrates pre-run with something that has a lower volume of fibre in. And you'll see on the back of packaging in the nutritional information, it will give you the fibre content per 100 grams of different foods. Other things you want to just be aware of are fats and also spicy foods. So they can be a little bit irritating. The spicy foods can be a little bit irritating for our digestion. And so the digestive system just kind of wants to get rid of them a little bit quicker, particularly if you're not used to them. And also fatty foods, kind of just sort of particularly oily based fatty foods, kind of increase the speed of digestive transit by kind of lubricating things a little bit better. So again, pre-long run, the dinner before, breakfast, although not many people having hugely spicy, fatty breakfasts, I guess, maybe ditch the full English pre-long run if you're able to have one of those. So yeah, thinking about fat content, fibre content and spiciness, particularly if you're not used to it, in the dinner before and the morning of. It's also worth thinking a little bit about during run fueling. So I had a runner of mine that chatted to me about the fact she was having to stop 2 or 3 times on one of her long runs, and it turned out it's because she was fueling her long runs during the long run with like dried fruit, like prunes and figs and things, which are, great for energy, quite tasty if you like them, but are also, they're something that the doctor recommends you start eating if you have constipation. So they're again a sort of food that speeds up that digestive transit. So again, just having a think about maybe keeping a note of what you're eating, if this is something that you're worried about a little bit, or is just a bit of an annoyance on a long run. Make a note of what you're eating the day before, morning of, during, having a look at that fibre content, having a look at that kind of oil fat content, and just seeing if you can tweak it slightly to make things a little bit more manageable, and or look out for some public loos on your run routes, and let's normalise the conversation about being able to talk as runners about weeing and pooing, because it's something that impacts absolutely everyone.